Are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
Strap yourselves in for the Gaming Hub. With your hosts, Tyler.
You can't handle the truth!
Graham.
The force is strong in this one.
And Steven.
You cannot be serious!
Let's get started.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Gaming Hub. This is episode number 152. I'm your host, Tyler, saying thank you so much for joining us. And as always, I'm joined by our co-host. Let's start with Graham. Graham, how's your week been?
My week has been quite well. Just working away at work. Nothing too exciting going on. I played a little bit of video games. Nothing too intensive. Basically, I got my 3 that I've been playing right now. It's been Overcooked 2, just popping in every once in a while, just working towards the achievements. It's actually the highest achievement score I've gotten in a game in a long time. So that's kind of exciting. And without getting any achievements, I've been playing Pokemon Let's Go Eevee on the Nintendo Switch. Still working my way through that. I want to get that game beat. I'm pretty close to the end now. I think we're take on the Elite Four. Really not sure what I'm in for right there. They say you need to be pretty high leveled. And I'm getting to the point where I'm like, all right, I'm getting tired of grinding and stuff like this.
Yeah.
Let's get this going, right? So I'm hoping that I have enough Pokemon leveled up high enough that I can take on that relatively easy. And other than that, I've been playing a little bit of Diablo. That game's always fun to get in there and just work on leveling up your character and just getting some killer moves and kicking some butt, you know?
So, Graham, what's your
What's
your achievement score on or gamer score for Overcooked?
I think it's 1100. It's past 1,000.
Nice, very nice.
So with the DLC, it's got me over that hump.
Cool. All right. Well, sounds good. Let's say hi to Steven. Hi,
Steven.
Steven's feeling a little under the weather today. It is that time of year. Allergies rear their head, and it is spring. So, as Steven let us know yesterday. But how are you?
I did. I feel like maybe it's karma or something. I apologize. Yeah, I'm not gonna be my normal chipper self, as it were. Positive person I am. Yeah. I haven't really played much. I mean, it's been so much school. We did play a little bit of the Division 2, Tyler, and you probably had more fun with that than I did. I don't know what it is. It's something with shooters, I think. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but I did not enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping later this weekend I get to play a lot of Sekiro, and I think I'll be enjoying that a little bit more, hopefully. And then the show comes out and I'll have baseball, so that'll be fun. But yeah, I haven't really played much, and it's gonna be I do get spring break though, so coming up here shortly. So I'm hoping to get a couple more hours of gaming in during that than I have been, but we'll see. How are you, Tyler?
Yeah, I'm decent. I haven't played a ton either, but I did play. We played some Diablo last weekend and got through, a little bit of that. Steven, you and I did. And, the game's fun. It's a good time.
What classes did you guys choose?
What did I choose, Steven?
You chose the Barbarian, I think.
Yes, I did.
And that was the Wizard.
You're the Wizard?
Always. It's the best one.
Mm-hmm. But also Division 2. I don't know what to say. It's good. It's fun. Actually, I can't.
What more do you want?
No, okay. So let me rephrase. I get that it's good and really fun for a lot of other people. I just can't say I'm experiencing the same thing myself. Well, I'll put it that way. It's definitely not a bad game. It's not that I'm not playing it for a long time because it's broken or anything like that. It's not. It is a little spongy. It takes a lot to bring some of these guys down. That is something that I'd like to see tweaked a little bit. Just a little, not a ton. But I can say, I know I'll play more of it, but I don't think that I'll do it for more than 2 hours at a time.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. When we played the Division 1, we were enjoying it, things were good, and then we went into the Dark Zone, and we hated it. We like
Oh yeah.
like this
I
was
hate
before it got all updated and all that stuff, but
Mhm.
we did not enjoy it. Did not have a good time. Now, my question is, did you go into the Dark Zone
Nope.
yet in Division
Nope.
2?
No, we're not even high
Is
enough
this something
level
you're
yet.
going to try to avoid?
I don't know. I mean, we're not high enough level yet to get into Dark Zone, though. I think you have to be level 10. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, we're not that far. And it's, the missions are fine. The world is beautiful. The world's really cool. Like, no doubt about that. I'm enjoying that part. It's just, I don't know why it's not making me want to play more.
Are you like seeing a big difference between Division 1 and Division 2, or is it basically the same thing?
Not yet, but I haven't played enough of it yet to say.
Okay.
To be fair to the game, I don't want to be that guy that's played it for like 6 hours or 5 hours and then say it's the exact same thing, because it's not. I don't know yet. And from everything I'm hearing and seeing from other people that have played a lot more of it, they're saying no, it's so much better.
Okay.
But yeah. So, but yeah, that's my Division experience. I too am really looking forward to playing the show next week, and getting into that. I think I just go through phases where I just want certain types of games, and having just played Anthem, sort of a loot shooter.
Yeah.
I don't know if Division 2 was the right game to go into right after that for me. So, we'll see. But yeah, other than that, my week's been pretty good. Steve?
That's good.
All right. So a reminder, everyone, head on over to the xboxhub.com. We are the official podcast of the Xbox Hub. And at the xboxhub.com, you can find all the latest and greatest in Xbox news, reviews, opinion pieces, all that in the world of Xbox. We'd love to have you come join our community. The easiest way to do that is to head on over to Twitch at TXH Gaming Hub. And you can drop a follow there, and then you could get links to Discord, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, our email, YouTube, all that fun stuff. But if you don't like Twitch, you can go to Facebook at the Gaming Hub forums, and also you can get links to everything else. And we'd love to have you join Facebook and Discord. They're the easiest way to be in touch with other members of the community, get games going. There's a lot of fun conversation going on in there at all hours of the day. If you're not necessarily in the American time zones, there's people all around the world in there, so you can get conversations going at what is 3 a.m. for me, and there's a lot of people that are still up, so good on that. And then finally, you can head on over to Twitter at TXH Gaming Hub, drop a follow there, and see all the fun stuff we tweet.
Again, so if you like the show and you want to help support us, we really appreciate that. It helps us do a lot of things like better giveaways, get better equipment. We are headed to E3 in just a couple of months, and that'll also help cover travel costs and equipment costs and all that type of stuff there as well. But a couple different ways to do it. First, on Twitch, Steven mentioned earlier, TXH Gaming Hub. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you get a free Twitch Prime sub to use every single month. If you choose to spend that on us, we'd really appreciate it more than you know. If not, use it on somebody. Help them, get better and achieve their goals on Twitch. We also have a Patreon page, patreon.com/gaminghub. And for as little as $2 a month, you get bonus content. For as little as $5 a month, you're entered into a monthly giveaway for patrons only for $60 in gift cards to the game console of your choice. We'll be doing that giveaway for March tonight. So if you're in Twitch live listening to us, you got a little bit of time left to go. Get in on that. Otherwise, get in on it so you're entered in for the month of April. But would really appreciate your support there. Anything you can do helps out a ton. Grim?
Yes, and like I said, we are a podcast. We are streaming on Twitch right now for some people. Other than that, we are on other platforms. You can listen to us on from your Apple through podcasts and whatever other app you guys choose. There's tons of apps out there, and they're forever expanding and growing. So it's always nice to try other ones to see if you like them better. Some apps will help us a little bit, not much, but we get a little like 3 cents, which adds up. Once we get 3 million people, start making good money. But I'll tell you about these apps. One of these apps is Radio Public. Now, basically you download it and it's all your favorite apps go on there. And as new ones come out, they'll be on there and you'll listen to just a little advertisement just at the beginning. It's just a 20, I don't even know how long. It's not very long at all. It's not like you're like, wow, this is a long advertisement. So yeah, you can check us out on Radio Public. And another one is Dash Radio. Now this is a streaming app. So basically it don't have like the list and you get to pick which one you want to go through. It's basically just constantly streaming other video game podcasts. Now, this is Dash Radio, so there's like some music ones like that. But if you're looking for a video game podcast and our podcast, you would go to their multiplayer channel. And like I said, our podcast and many other ones is on a continuous rotation. It's usually up to date. Sometimes he misses one there, but it catches on thereafter. So appreciate you guys going on there. And if you like what you're hearing through whichever platform you choose, then why don't you give us a 5-star rating and give us a comment. Tyler usually reads them on the air, so you know that we actually read them, and we do care what you guys contribute to us. So thank you guys, and hopefully you guys continue listening, whichever platform you choose, whether it's Android, Apple, it doesn't matter. Linux, that's out there too. So thanks everyone, and take it away, Tyler.
All right, thanks, Graham. Yeah, and
No
if you read a review for the show, chances are it'll be read right here on an episode. So listen for that if you take the time to write and give us a 5-star review. So we thank you in advance if you're going to take time to do that. All right, guys, let's get into news.
In the news.
And GDCs this week. There was some big news this week coming out of there. Google announced their Stadia gaming platform at GDC. It has no hardware. There's no box behind this. They're talking about 4K and 60 frames per second, and they boast that Stadia is more powerful than the PS4 and Xbox One combined. In the way how they got there is they're talking, I think that they said, 10.7 teraflops versus the Xbox One X is 6, and the PS4 is 4.2 for the Pro. So that's how they arrive at that. You can take games from basically tablet to phone to TV. It'll remember where you were in the game and left off, and it'll just start you up there when you move on to another device. No waiting for the game to download because it is all streaming. And finally, Jade Raymond is heading up their first party game studio. We talked about her last week or the week before as she was leaving, or as she had just signed on at Google. She had left EA earlier in the year, signed on at Google to do something as a VP to do something with gaming. Now we know what that is. She's going to run their first party studio. So, guys, thoughts on this? Like, is it impressive, and is it for you? Are you going to get it?
Okay, so impressive, yes, to a degree. It's not like mind-altering, blowing, or whatever. Am I going to get it? I'm curious. So you're saying, am I going to get it? What is get it? Am I paying a subscription for it? Like, is it the controller that does everything? Like, I think it's a cool concept. And they're talking about how you're not tethered to that controller. Like, you can use your PlayStation controller and you can use your Xbox. And it's talking about how it's going to be cross-play and stuff like that. But we don't know to what extent of being cross-play. But me personally, it doesn't have like a lot of appeal to it. Like, I might just get it if it's like not that expensive just to try it out. But like, I have a Nintendo Switch, and that's something where, okay, I can be sitting at home playing it on my console and stuff like that. But if I want to go somewhere, I can just pick up the Switch and take it with me, and I can play that game. So I don't necessarily need to carry a controller with me. I'm like, okay, now I'm going to play it on my tablet, or now when I come home, I'm going to play it on my desktop. Like, I get certain games, like I'll say Civilization, for example. Before the Switch, it was only on like PC, and you couldn't play it on the consoles. So if it's a game like that, then maybe I can see an idea. But I don't see me wanting to play, like, take it on the road with me and go other places. And we know that Microsoft is doing something like this along the lines. So, like, kind of my eggs are in that basket. Microsoft and Xbox and stuff like that. I'm not a big PC gamer. On my tablet, I just play certain games. Like, I don't want to play, for example, Assassin's Creed. Like, I don't need to play it on that. So I get the appeal for other people, how maybe they don't have a Nintendo Switch, or they don't want a Nintendo Switch, or they're just anti-Nintendo for some reason, which they'd be no. So, yeah, I can see the appeal for people. For me, it's not that massive of an appeal. Cool concept, and I wouldn't mind trying it out, but I don't want to invest a lot of money into it.
Yeah, and I'm with you. How much does it cost, though? How much is the service? We don't know yet.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know, and we've just gotten a launch window later this year, right? It's coming out in 19. Steven, what would this need to cost for you to say, yeah, I'm in?
I don't know. Like, I know they have a what's it called? They have a price point. They're just not ready to reveal it yet.
Right.
Some stuff I read. I answer your first question first. I think this is awesome. I love the tech. I think it's going to push gaming further. It won't happen right away, but something like this, if this is like remotely successful, will eventually wind its way onto Xbox and PlayStation, and it's already kind of looking like it might come to Xbox sooner rather than later, a different version of this, right? So I don't think the download speed and the upload speed, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. But I do understand that a lot of people here, especially in America, have data caps. So that sucks, and that's going to, cut the user base down a lot because they just won't be able to do it.
Yeah, I think speeds on their own are also still a thing, right? And, for a lot of people that don't live in urban areas.
That's true. I always, like, every place I've lived, which granted has been 3 of them, but they've all had the ability to get,
every 3 places.
Decently quick internet.
Right.
And I mean, like, decently, I mean, like 200 megabits down. So I think it's cool though. I have had many moments where, like, I'll watch something on YouTube, right? And just to see what a game is like, because I'm not 100% sold, and then I'm watching someone, and then I'm like, I want to buy this. So I think it's awesome that, the idea is you can do that from the, the service. And you can go straight from YouTube, download, and start playing immediately. I don't necessarily know if the picking up right where the streamer, for instance, is in the game. I don't think that's cool.
Hopefully, I hope it gives the option, though, right? I hope.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I think this is awesome, and I just like seeing tech advance. And so I'm excited to see what this can do. I'm interested, and I'll go from there. But I won't be getting it because I don't play on my PC enough. Like, I rarely play on my consoles as much as I used to anymore. So yeah, PC is just out of my window. Like, I can play on it. I have a gaming PC. I could play games on my PC, and I've thought about it, but I just don't have the time. But overall, I think this is cool. I think it's a cool concept. I can see it advancing. I think we're going to get something like this on the Xbox soon, and then PlayStation, if it's successful on the PC and then on the Xbox, PlayStation will probably look into a streaming type of service as well. So I'm definitely going to be following what's going on. I just don't know. It's just not for me. I won't be buying it. But I hope it's a reasonable price. Like, I think, to me, probably like $15 a month, and then how much are games gonna cost? Though? Like, that's the question. Like,
they're still gonna cost what they cost. My guess is they'll cost what they cost on the 360, or not 360, the Xbox One or the PS4.
Okay, so I don't think it is a matter of buying the games. I could be wrong. I think it's the service. It's included in service. Because they were saying, like, you could be watching, like, a review or a video on YouTube, and you're like, oh, that's pretty neat. And there's going to be an icon you click on, and it's like, start playing now. And then it just loads up, and you start playing it. So I don't think you actually buy the game or own the game. I think you just have access to all these streaming games.
But here's my concern, and this is the problem, is we don't know quite enough yet, right? But I hope it's not something where we're paying for time. Like, you're paying for 8 hours of play. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's a no for me.
Yeah.
Then
I hope it's not that. I hope it's just a flat rate price and you get the service, but I think the games will be on top of that. Now, you won't own necessarily the license to the game, because, like, you can have, what's it called, on our Xbox Live or PS Plus, and you can stop paying for PS Plus or Xbox Live and still play games on the console, right? But if you stop paying for the service for Stadia, you're not going to be able to play games through it anymore, period. So it'll be interesting to see how they work out the price there. To me, though, this is really cool tech. And I think this is where gaming is headed to a degree. I think there's always going to be the option for the physical, disc there. And I don't think the box itself is going away, period, anytime soon on the console front. This is just a different option and a different way to do it. The challenge here is how many people are really ready for this. We don't know yet. Gamers, I mean, let's face it, gamers can be a little stubborn, and they like what they know. They want what they know. Gamers always say, I want something new and innovative, but then if it's too new and innovative, they're mad because it's not what they knew before.
Yeah, but I think that's for games.
Well, the
I feel
Xbox
like the
One
Epic-
suffered this at
Sure,
first.
but
And
with
some
the
of their
PC
ideas
crowd,
weren't that different.
the PC crowd, you have the Epic Game Store, right? Launching
Sure.
and being reasonably successful, considering Steam's had basically a monopoly on it. So, a lot of PC gamers have really fast internets.
Well,
And I'm not gonna say all.
let's go back even further, Stephen. When Steam started, people were convinced that was going to fail.
Yeah, so
and it
there'll be
didn't.
there'll be people that think this is going to fail, but I think there'll be enough that justifies keeping it around, and then it'll probably get better. I think give it a year or two to really see where this can go.
Yeah,
and
and you can tell they're planning for the future too, because they're talking about that it's going to be up to 8K when that actually becomes something, and it's in the norm, and it's going to be up to 120 frames per second. So it seems like they are future proofing. So I think this is where they might have a little bit of an advantage over, say, Microsoft. If they do something like this, like I don't see them hitting 8K streaming. I could be wrong. Like maybe they will, but maybe 5 years down the road,
right?
Then when they get it.
Also, though, if 8K becomes a thing and it gets to the point where there's majority adoption of it across the market, I still have to go buy a new console to do that.
Yeah. Yes.
You're not going to have to do that here.
Yes.
They just need to upgrade the tech, and the price will probably go up. But that's fine. That's fair. I mean, It won't be fine with some people, but to me, it's fair. And you don't have to upgrade the tech. You don't have to upgrade any hardware. It's just on their end. So from that standpoint, it's cool, and I think, gamers will like that. One thing I want to point out before we move on is, in our chat, somebody brought up a great point. Like, if you want the information about this stuff, go watch their presentation. And the reason I say that is because so many people go to, like, YouTube streamers to get the information. And there's a lot of great streamers out there, no doubt about it, but a lot of it's pretty biased, too. And there's a lot of fanboyism at play. So, remember when the One X was announced, there were a lot of YouTubers that were kind of PlayStation guys saying, do we really need 6 teraflops? Like, this is dumb, And that was kind of their thing. That's not what they would be saying if it was the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
And, go to the source for the information. Go watch Google's presentation. It's pretty easy to find. And don't get influenced by other people's bias. So, I think it's cool, though. I think the tech is great. But, guys, something I found even more interesting was Phil Spencer's response to it. And that's our second story. So he supposedly, now this was leaked, supposedly sent out an internal email in reaction to the Stadia reveal. Saying, quote, we just wrapped up watching the Google announcement of Stadia as a team here at GDC. Their announcement is validation of the path we embarked on 2 years ago. Continuing on, he said, today we saw a big tech competitor enter the gaming market and frame the necessary ingredients for success as content, community, and cloud. There were no big surprises in their announcement, although I was impressed by their leveraging of YouTube, the use of Google Assistant, and the new Wi-Fi controller. Finally, he also said, there's been really good work to get us to the position where we are poised to compete for 2 billion gamers across the planet. Google went big today, and we have a couple of months until E3 when we will go big. So, Steven, I want to go to you first here, but before I turn it over to you, this, everybody's focusing on him saying, like, oh, we weren't surprised by anything here. I tend to pay just as much attention to what isn't said in stuff like this than as I do to what is said. And what I noticed here is there was no comment or concern about them getting into the market a year before the new consoles come out. So let me ask you this question, Steven. What do we know about Halo Infinite? That's a release, or it's a launch title, right?
Yeah.
When's it coming out?
I don't know.
We don't know because they haven't
yeah.
said. They haven't said 2020. They haven't said not this year. They haven't said anything, right?
Correct.
They're talking about going huge this year. I'm telling you, and I want to see if you agree. I think it's more and more. I'm starting to think more and more that the new Xbox console is coming out in 2019. What do you think?
That would be huge.
Yeah. We had kind of been talking about this, right? Like, I thought there was like a 5% chance until I saw this supposed leaked email, right? And so after that, after I read it, or yeah, I think that went up to like a good 25% chance, and it could be more. I'm still like pessimistic just because
You're the pessimist.
no,
No.
but because we can never get things we want when we want them, and I
Yes,
want the
I
new
know.
Xbox this year, so naturally it'll be like next year. So I do think there's a greater than zero chance. And I don't even mean that like a little bit. I mean like there's a decently like greater than 10% chance. So we'll leave it at that. I hope it does happen. I really do. I think it'll be very good for Xbox if they can launch their new console a year early and have some decent games in the launch window and the following year. And I think they can definitely set the how should I put this? The market for next generation.
Grant, what do you think? The only thing I can argue against this is that they are putting out Gears 5 this year, and you put out Gears 5 and your Halo game in the same year. That's a problem. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm with Steve, and I would actually go a little less on percentage. I think it's like 15. But how big of a deal would it be if it did happen?
Well, there is one. I mean, I know you said to not put them out in the same year, and that's possible. It's possible Halo Infinite, like if it came out this year, it could be like a spring title next year, and give it like a 4 or 5 months window. But I know it has to come out in the fall type of person. With these.
No, I'm not. They are.
Well, PlayStation's proved that it doesn't need to come out in the fall to be successful.
That's true.
But if they did both come out in the fall, there is one thing that would allow people to play both without having to spend a lot of money. Game Pass.
Game Pass, yes.
So It could happen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it will. I want it too much for it to happen.
Yeah, that's kind of where I am too. I said last night, I'm not going to get like sucked into thinking that this is going to happen because then I'll be disappointed. And I also don't want to go into the E3 briefing this year with such high expectations that no matter what they do, they can't meet them. That's not fair.
Yeah.
Right? So I think there's a chance, though. I also think there's a chance. There's another big game coming that we can't get a release date or even window out of that might be holding on to that, and if this were to come to pass, maybe that's a launch title too.
Ori and the Will of the Wisps?
No, Graham. Much
no,
bigger.
Graham.
Much
Cyberpunk.
bigger. Cyberpunk.
I was kidding.
So, and also, there's the Nintendo thing. They've been very buddy-buddy of late.
Yeah.
So, how's that going to develop? Graham,
Sure.
how big of a deal do you think this would be? Do you think it's going to happen?
Okay, first of all, when I was watching this whole Stadia presentation, the whole thing I was thinking about is like how this is going to work with Xbox's system, like the xCloud or whatever. Because basically, kind of how Phil was saying, this is what they showcase and were talking about the future of Xbox was going to have and all that stuff. So when I was watching this whole Stadia thing, I was just visualizing how this would work for Xbox. And you just brought up about like Nintendo and the Nintendo Switch. And I forget exactly how long ago it was. It was a few months ago. But they actually were streaming Assassin's Creed Odyssey on the Nintendo Switch over in Japan. So like the tech is there and the relationship is there now between Microsoft and Nintendo or Xbox and Nintendo or whatever, vice versa. So this could be something that Xbox is going to incorporate. They're going to actually have the xCloud streaming on the Nintendo Switch through Xbox Live or whatever. So I can see of that being the partnership between them. So, which is huge, and with what Phil said, it seems like, yeah, we've been doing this for 2 years. So I don't know if they're talking about this is going to be really big for the year and stuff like that. As far as the new console, this is what I think it's going to be. I think they're going to be releasing, basically the E3 is going to be centered around the xCloud and what we're talking about, and maybe the relationship with Nintendo. But then it's going to be their streaming console. That is going to be the big focus on it. And it'd be nice, and it's really optimistic.
You mean the one without the disc?
Yes.
So I'm going to disagree there. I don't think they're going to talk about that at all at E3. Very little. Because it's already going to be on shelves.
Yeah, it got a release date of, I think, was it May 7th?
Like May 9th or May 7th? Yeah.
May 7th.
I think you're right on with everything else.
Okay, so let me say this then. Then it's going to be, I forget the two consoles, which one. The one's more powerful than the other one. Yeah. So I think the least powerful one will be the focus of E3. And then they'll maybe showcase and talk about the big one that's coming out the following year. That's me just saying that it's not going to come out this year. That would be the
You're probably right, stuff. But I think they're going to show them both this year. I think they're going to show the best they've got.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they'll show them both, but the other one will be coming out before the other one.
So you're going to release a lower price point. So just tell me, Graham, as a businessman here, okay?
Yeah.
You're running a business.
Put on my business suit here.
You're going to release 2 consoles, but you're going to put out the cheaper one first. So everybody can buy that and then say, I already have one. I don't need the more expensive one.
Well, then you mean now they're going to need to have the big Kahuna one?
No, not 6 months later or 8 months later or a year later.
Graham, they're both coming out at the same time.
Yeah, they're coming out the same day.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're right on with everything else.
Okay. Well, I can't be right about everything. So
no, you can't. That's okay.
I'll take the ones I'm right for.
Only Steven's right about everything.
Correct.
So, no, though, I think you're probably right in the release window with next year being the thing. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if they, on the theme of them and Nintendo being, besties all of a sudden, them jumping onto the Nintendo train of releasing a new console in March. That might not be a bad idea.
Yeah.
That puts a lot of strain on developers, though, because then you're releasing for one console in next gen and the other one previous gen.
So if you're talking about next March, then that will be the 3-year anniversary of the Switch. So there's a real good chance that there will be another hardware edition of the Switch.
Maybe.
So do you think
they'll come out? Didn't they do a new one last year already, though? Like a little bit upgraded one?
No, there was no.
Okay.
There's only been one.
Okay.
So what if they released together? That'd be crazy.
Yeah. The Nintendo box.
The X.
Is that what we're gonna call it? So, Blake just said in chat, there's just no way in hell he sees the next Xbox coming this year. Man, so I'm gonna tell you, this would be the greatest kept secret in gaming in years and years if this is true. I'm purely speculating here.
That would be awesome, though.
I mean, can you imagine a bigger moment at E3 in recent memory?
You'd have to go back Phil asked me to join the Xbox team.
Yeah, that. But no, you have to go back to 2013 with the whole Sony mic drop conference to get something that big. So this would be a really big deal. It's possible that it could happen. Now, like I said, I don't think it will. I said I think there's about a 15% chance, but just wanted to throw it out there. And this is, if they're going to do it, now's the time because Sony's not going to be there.
Yeah, I know. It opens the door for Nintendo and Xbox.
It would be smart to do it this year since Sony's not there.
Yeah.
And
but if you're not ready, though, you can't rush it, though, right? You can't rush something that's not ready.
Oh, because that never happens with gaming releases, consoles or games.
Well, yes. No, you're right.
Yeah.
But wouldn't that be a mistake, though, just to do this?
Yes,
just
it would be a mistake.
Oh, it would be a huge mistake, Graham. You're absolutely right. I just think they look at it and they see a huge opportunity. And Their team might have come to him and said, "I think we can have this done this year." I don't think he'd go and say, "I know you need an extra year, but hell with that."
Yeah.
It's coming out now.
Yeah.
So it's possible they came to him, because remember, that's how backwards compatibility started. His team came to him and said, "I think we found a way," and that's how it started. Like, he didn't go to them and say, "Get it done or else," So it might be one of those things. You never know. Like I said, total speculation. I'm hoping it's true. I know.
Fingers crossed.
I'm hoping it's true. What a cool conference to be at, though, if we're there for that.
Yeah.
If that occurred. So either way, it's going to be great. Their conference this year is going to be really good. Okay. All right, guys, let's move on from there. Graham, you talked about Nintendo. They announced a bunch of games this week.
They did.
Cuphead is coming to the Switch on April 18th. Are you getting that?
Yes.
Did you play it on Xbox at all?
Yes.
Okay. So you're going to play it a second time? Did you finish it?
No.
Okay. It's hard.
Game is fun, though. Yeah, it's hard, but it's fun.
Yep. Now, here's the one I'm interested in. Actually, I'm going to hit this third one first. Nuclear Throne is out right now, which it kind of looks pretty fun, to be honest with you. And, Graham, finally, Cadence of Hyrule, which is a Zelda game. Now, it's not a Zelda proper game, but they said it's part of Zelda. I read that today.
Really?
Yep. Coming this spring. Are you going to get that? And Steven, I want to hear from you, because you played, what's it called?
Crypt of the Necrodancer.
Yes, which it's basically very, very similar to that, right?
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
it's the same.
it's the same
The main
thing.
character goes now to Hyrule.
Okay.
And then so how it is, it's like, imagine so there's music, right? And then you have to move with the beat of the music. And then you have to attack with the beat of the music to get like extra coins. But the enemies only move off of you. So like when you move, they move. And it's really cool. Like, it's a cool concept. It's really fun, especially if you like rhythm games, but it's like a dungeon crawler rhythm game. And it's difficult, but it's fun. And I can't imagine, like, I'm excited because the Legend of Zelda music is really, really cool. So if they can incorporate that into the game really well, I think we're going to have a really fun indie title, and I'm excited. And, the fact that it comes in the next 3-4 months, more than likely, hopefully, is pretty awesome.
Well, it's saying it's coming this spring, Steven, so it should be real soon.
So, Graham, are you going to get it? Are you excited?
Okay, so there's been other Zelda titles that hasn't been like a full-blown Zelda game, which I was hesitant. I didn't get, but they all seem to do really well. They appeal to different audiences and stuff like that. Steven talked about how much he liked Crypt of the Necrodancer, and the fact that it combines that game with Legend of Zelda. Would you guys think this is a $60? It's Nintendo, so it's probably an $80 game. But do you think this will be a full price game?
No, it'll be $20. Just any
Yeah,
time.
it'll be like $20. Yep.
Okay, yeah. So I will get this for $20. Sure, why not? And
But Graham,
I've never
you said
played...
you're not buying any new games until you finish all your older ones. So that means you have to finish Cuphead on Xbox before you buy it on Switch.
Yeah. Open mouth, insert foot. So, okay. I'm interested in if I have games completed into buying this game. But no, I've never played this type of game, so I'm interested to see how well I enjoy it for one. Maybe I'll play Crypt of the Necrodancer just to see if I like those types of games.
Mm-hmm.
That way it's not as big investment because that game's been out for a while. But yeah, it was cool to see Zelda being announced into it. I don't know exactly how it's going to play out, but yeah, I'm curious to see how it goes.
Graham, will you dress as Link for at least one day of E3?
Maybe. I've thought about going as Link for a Halloween costume many times. So maybe I can get a costume to serve for double duty.
Yeah?
And I always want to buy a Master Sword, so give me a reason to buy a Master Sword.
Steven, you have to go to all interview appointments with Graham that day?
Can I be dressed as Zelda?
Sure, if you really
Sure.
want to.
I'll protect you.
Maybe like Sheik. Maybe Sheik instead.
Okay. All right, up next, guys. Konami is turning 50 this year, and they're releasing 3 collections over the course of the year in honor of it. First, we're getting Arcade Classic on April 18th for $20. It's 8 games, but they announced 4 of them. Includes Haunted Castle, Thundercross, Typhoon, and Twinbee. Later in the year, early summer, we're getting the Castlevania Anniversary Collection, which will also be 8 games, and the Contra Anniversary Collection, which will be 8 games as well. I'm kind of interested in the Contra one. You guys for anything?
So Twinbee is a game that I played on the NES way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Game was fun. I would just look to play that game for nostalgia purposes. Castlevania, I've always heard good things about those games. People really enjoyed them. I never got to play them. I'm kind of like with you, Tyler, Contra, which is a super hard game. I remember I was in college, and I think it was through an emulator. I don't think anybody had an NES with them at the time. But I was watching one of my friends like play it, and he was like crazy good, like bullet dodging and all that stuff. And it was fun watching him play. It'd be nice just to see if I got better or if I got worse, because I can't get much worse. I tell you that much when I first started playing it. But for like these games won't be that expensive, so these are great little time killers and stuff like that. So I think it's great that they're putting on a collection, and I'm sure a lot of people will buy it just for nostalgia purposes.
Yeah, it's going to be $20 for 8 games. You know, I mean, it's hard to go wrong there.
Yeah, exactly.
Steven, any interest in any of them?
I guess I would like to see what the Castlevania one's all about. I've never actually played a Castlevania game. I played Metroidvania style games and have enjoyed them. So I've never actually played Castlevania or Metroid. So
Castlevania used to be a massive game franchise. Like, it used to be a big title.
I'm curious if it comes. I think they announced some of the games that were coming. But I would like to see. I might give this a go, depending on the price and how bored I am.
What was the Castlevania game that released? What was it, like 2011, 2012?
Symphony of the Night. Does that sound right? I know that was one that was.
There was
on
one, and it was bad. Whichever one it was pretty bad. And it was really disappointing because I was excited for it, and then it was just not good. So, going back and playing some of the old games, I might get Castlevania as well. I don't know. I mean, $20. Like I said, $20 for 8 games. Kind of hard to go wrong there. So, finally, guys, let's wrap up news. Bethesda announced their E3 briefing date and time. They're going to be on Sunday again, June 9th at 5:30 p.m. Pacific. And this year's theme is Be Together. Any guesses as to what that means? Do you think we're going to see more co-op?
Co-op.
I was going to say it means come back and play Fallout 76 now that the game doesn't suck.
Graham, you got a question you were asked today in Discord. If you've gone back to Fallout 76. I said maybe going back isn't the right way to put it, because you didn't really start.
I don't even think I've played it since the full release. Like, I played it during the beta days. But I don't know. I feel like I don't want to know how bad it is, but maybe I shouldn't be thinking that way. I think the seed has just been planted in my mind that is just terrible. But I have heard good things and people enjoying it. So I feel like, because I'm pretty positive that if other people have enjoyed it, I feel like I will enjoy it, because I don't have big demands or expectations or it's got to be like this or I'm going to hate it. So there are people out there, maybe, I don't know, maybe they're just trying to justify that they spent this money. So they're like, I'm going to convince myself I like this game. But I feel like I should go back. It's one of those games where I completely don't think about at all. Like, when I get on my Xbox, I'm like, I'm going to play something. And there's just so many other games that I think of before that game. Like, honestly, I'd almost rather play Fallout 4 through again before I punch in time on this game. So, I don't know, with this being Bethesda conference and that being what they're focused on. But they did give us a blueprint of the future for Fallout 76. So I'm sure that's going to be a big part of it. But it seems like if that's the theme, like every game they're going to show is probably going to be offer co-op campaign or multiplayer online or something like that. It seems like they really push the theme really hard, and like they'll have they'll just like have a little sketch about it, and then they'll show all the games and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we were talking about whether Bethesda was going to have one, so it's good to see that it's out there, and now speculation can stop.
Yeah,
for a reputable company, right?
Yeah. So now it could be a play on words too, because BE, Bethesda, BE, and then together it could mean together we fixed Fallout 76. I don't know. Steve, what do you think? Is there anything you're really looking forward to there? And I think we're going to see some surprises from them this year again, maybe some big ones. What do you think?
I think we're going to see one of the old Fallout games remastered. You know what I'd love though is an Oblivion remaster. Please do that. They're gonna have to find a way to kind of bring back some of the goodwill, and I think a reasonably priced remaster of any of those three things would go some ways, because they've kind of shot themselves in the foot over the last 4 months.
You know what this world needs though, really badly from them. If we could if we could just get a Skyrim remaster, it'd be great.
Yes.
Just one.
I knew you were gonna make that joke.
Yeah, my toaster can't play it, so
yeah. There's, I can't play it on in the car on my way to work, right? I don't know. I don't really have anything specific, because until the new Elder Scrolls game and that other game. Is it Star Citizen? Is that right?
Starfield. Yep.
Always mess that one up. I get it confused with the other game that's been in development with the Kickstarter one. I don't know if y'all know about that story. That's the one I always mess up.
Not coming to mind, but yeah.
Oh, well, look it up because it's interesting. But in the absence of those two, I just like to see some remastered. I'd love to play Oblivion again, and I'd love to play it in HD. That's my dream. Of the Bethesda conference, but we'll see. Okay. Only time will tell.
Yeah,
that's right. And
but anyway,
we're edging closer every day.
But again, it's Sunday, June 9th at 5:30 p.m. Pacific for Bethesda. Now we'll wait and see. I think we'll hear at the Inside Xbox next month when Microsoft's will be date and time. Both of those are being speculated on right now. Could be going back to Monday. Maybe they take PlayStation's spot in Monday evening, but we'll see.
Yeah, that should be coming out soon, eh?
Yeah, when we get the Inside Xbox in April, I'm pretty sure they'll announce all that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that'd be huge to see when they get what time slot they get.
Yep. And to see whether they're going to stay in the Microsoft Theater or go back into the Convention Center. We'll see. But I think they'll stay at the Microsoft Theater, actually. But anyway, that's going to do for news, everybody. Let's go to releases, and we'll start with Xbox.
Now in stores.
Telltale's Walking Dead, the final season, episode 4, Take Us Back, on the 26th. Final Fantasy VII, also on the 26th, and Windscape on the 27th. Games of Gold, Adventure Time, Pirates of the Enchiridion, through the 31st. Plants vs. Zombies, Garden Warfare 2, through April 15th. And Metal Gear Rising, Revengeance, through the 31st. That's it for Xbox. Steven, what can we get on PlayStation?
On PlayStation, you get MLB The Show 19 and Danganronpa Trilogy. I hope I said that right. On the 26th, and then on the 29th, you can get Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered. For PS Plus games, you still have 2 weeks left to get Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered and The Witness. Graham Nintendo.
So for Nintendo, as well as what Tyler said, you will get The Walking Dead, the Telltale series, the final season, episode 4, titled Take Us Back. And that will be on the 26th. Also on the 26th, you can get your hands on or download the Lego Movie 2 video game. And then on the 29th, this is a pretty big release for Nintendo, is Yoshi's Crafted World. That will be available on the 29th of this month. And that's it.
All right. Let's go into questions. Steven, what do we have?
All right.
Fan mail.
Let's start with an easy one. From Bluth Banana Stand asks, Pepsi or Coke?
I know
Well.
we're split on this.
Well, we can't be split. There's 3 of us.
Well, it's not unanimous.
That's right. So I'm going to say mine first.
Okay.
Coca-Cola Classic. Not that cheap, no brand, all that stuff. It's got to be Coca-Cola Classic.
Graham, what about
For
New
me.
Coke?
A what?
New Coke. You never seen New Coke?
No, I don't know what
heard
you're
about
talking
it?
about. No.
So once upon a time, Coke did like what they called New Coke, and according to my mom, it was horrifically awful. But they changed the entire recipe and everything, and people had like such a fit. That's how Coke Classic came to be. The
Really?
name Classic. Yep.
Well,
It was just called
more-
Coca-Cola before that. So, however, despite my knowledge of Coke, I am a Pepsi guy. Steven.
Yeah, you know what? Growing up, I was Coke, but I've since changed, and I am Pepsi all the way. There's something weird about Coke that I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Can't describe it. So all
that's
Pepsi.
all right. 2 against 1. It's fine.
Haha.
Like,
All
I
right.
like Coke. Coke's fine. But, you know,
Fine.
if I have a choice, I'll take Pepsi. All right,
All right.
Steven, sorry.
All right. Gaming prof asked, "What is your all-time favorite gaming franchise?"
Halo.
Oh, he said I'm not allowed to say Kingdom Hearts, so I gotta think of one. Graham, go here. So I
Oh,
think.
sorry. I thought you were. Mine is The Legend of Zelda. Breath of the Wild was one of the greatest games. I haven't played all the other games, but the games I've played, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Breath of the Wild, other ones I've played, but those are my top ones. So I got to stick to that franchise.
All right.
All right,
Oh,
Steve,
this
I
is
talked
tough.
a lot.
All right, I can't be. Kingdom
trouble.
Hearts is the easy one. I guess it's a tie between Halo and Dark Souls, or just from Soft in general. But
very
sure.
alike. Yeah.
I know. Yeah. All right. Let's go back to the thing most people want to hear about, and that's food. KC asks, McDonald's, Wendy's, or Burger King?
Okay, McDonald's overall, I do like Big Macs quite a bit, and I like the McChicken, and McDonald's fries are awesome. Burger King's onion rings are great, and I do like the Whopper, but McDonald's ever so slightly.
Okay,
So
so
thoughts on Wendy's?
Wendy's is fine. It's just never like, I never ever am sitting there and I'm like, you know, I really want Wendy's right now.
oh,
Like, I don't
Yeah.
think those words have ever come into my head.
Yeah, with me, they're more expensive for like a meal than In-N-Out, and In-N-Out is like so much better. So I just refuse to go.
Yeah.
Why would I go to Wendy's when I can get In-N-Out for the same price?
okay. So for work,
Silly.
well, I don't have to, but I eat out all the time, so much. So basically, every morning I'll have a breakfast burrito at McDonald's with a coffee with one of their muffins. So for breakfast, it's McDonald's. Even their sausage and egg McMuffin is great. Wendy's, I go there sometimes for lunch. I usually feeling kind of cheap when I go to Wendy's, so I usually get like their little snack wraps or chicken wraps, spicy chicken wrap. Another great thing about Wendy's is they have the baked potato. I get the baked potato with sour cream and chives, which is amazing. I don't know how many other fast foods don't do it, but because I just go to Wendy's sometimes just to get the baked potato.
Don't get their chili, though, Graham.
You might find a finger in it.
Okay, but chili, I go to Tim Hortons. But every little place, I got their little spot where I go. Burger King, I really haven't had Burger King too much. So I would have to say McDonald's is my number 1 out of that, and then Wendy's would be 2, and honorable mention, Burger King.
Look at this analysis from Graham. Like, you are...
Passionate.
You are. That's
I
impressive.
spend a lot of money on that stuff.
And the really impressive thing, Graham, is you're the freaking skinny one.
I know.
I mean...
I have a great metabolism.
Yeah, hate you.
Yeah.
But anyway, continue.
For me, I think Burger King has better breakfast than McDonald's. You can say that all you want. It's true. And like, I miss McDonald's fries, but I think I would take Burger King because I do love their onion rings and I like their just double cheeseburgers off their like value menu. And you can make like basically you could throw the onion rings on the double cheeseburgers for like a really cheap. So I think I'd take that over McDonald's, and Wendy's can die because I have In-N-Out, so I don't need any. They all three could go away, and I would be fine basically. But yeah, that's my choice. All right. Let's do another gaming question, I guess, because we're a gaming podcast. Sean Cusack asks, is there a point where older gaming consoles will become obsolete simply due to old age and them no longer working? Can I reasonably expect to be playing GameCube or any other older system in 50 years from now? I'll go first here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
So I know there's still people that play like their NESs, right? And their SNESs or whatever.
Atari.
They pull it out and they get a converter or something, or they just find an old TV and then they play. And so, yeah, you could. The problem is the hardware is going to eventually fail. So, and I think you're more likely, actually, I bet you GameCube, though, and everything before then works longer than, like, the Xbox 360, PS3, and anything going forward, just because they're going to stop being supported, and they're just going to fail quicker. That's my thoughts. I would like to see more, of these virtual console or Purple Rainbow Unicorn coming for the 3, because I think there's going to be some games that you're just never going to be able to play again, and that really sucks. Because there's going to be some classics that are just you're not going to be able to find a system to play it on. So
yeah, I agree. And I'm with you. I think that it all comes down to how long the hardware lasts for. When the hardware goes bad, then you're done. But it's not like current consoles where at some point they're no longer going to be supported and updated. And, eventually those are just going to become obsolete. But the older ones, yeah, they're as good as long as when you turn on, it works.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think there will be people that repair them. I think there will always be, because there's a market there for retro games and gaming and stuff like that. So, like, even like old school arcade machines, like people are still fixing those and maintaining those and all that stuff. So I think as long as there's a passion there for those consoles, then they'll still be alive and all that stuff. Now, some of the TVs, you need like the older style TV for them, especially if you're playing like Duck Hunt, where you need to have like, you use the gun and it uses the TV. I'm not gonna get all technical and stuff like that. So as long as you keep those TVs around and people keep maintaining and fixing those consoles, I don't think you have anything to worry about.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right.
How much time we got left?
One or two more.
All right. Let's go with this one. We have one for the. All right, we'll go to the first one. Wretched Deal asks, how many SKUs will the next gen Xbox and PlayStation each launch with? How many different SKUs will we see by the end of that generation? Predictions?
So I think Xbox is going to have 2. And by SKU, it just means like different boxes, right? Different versions.
Yeah, that's what. Yes.
So, yeah, Xbox will have 2. PlayStation, I don't know.
Have they ever done a multi-console launch?
Yes.
Did they do it with the big boy with the PS3?
Yeah.
The backwards compat and the normal one?
Okay, so you're answering the question about launching with.
Yeah.
Okay, then, yeah. All right. I was going to say PlayStation 4 has multiple SKUs.
No,
but not at launch. Like launch,
Right.
they said the box.
But
Well,
PlayStation 3 had multiples, right?
I don't think so. I could be wrong on that, though.
Xbox did, though. Xbox had like different hard drives in their launch models. So one was like, I don't know, 400 or 300. I think one was maybe 300, one was 400, something like that.
But I guess having different hard drive sizes, that would be a different console.
Wait, which generation are you talking about, Tyler?
The 360.
I don't think they went that high, dude. The first one was like 20 gigs, and then
No, dollars. One was 300, one was 400.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
No, yeah, the base one was like 20 or something, and yeah, it was no. But digital games weren't a thing yet.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Xbox has already kind of confirmed it. I think that they're going to launch with multiple SKUs. PlayStation, I could see it. I do think we'll see multiple SKUs by the end, and not necessarily just based on hard drives or just different like versions of the. I think we're going to see like legit different consoles. I don't think counting the hard drives as different SKUs like counts. I mean, you can It does because it probably is a different SKU, but
Yeah.
I don't
No,
count
but-
it.
Okay.
Right.
Like, I just mean based on the power of the actual everything but the hard
Sure.
drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I
I mean,
can't
it
see-
was $100 difference though, so it was kind of a big deal, right? But now you're right. It'll be actual power of console. It's going to be the difference.
Yep.
Mm.
All right, last question. Bossman Booth asked, would you rather eat the same meal for the rest of your life or never repeat a meal for the rest of your life?
Graham?
Okay, so that's a tough question, but I've thought long and hard on it, and I would like to have a different meal every time because I've tried some things and I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever. But the sad thing would be, I'd be like, this is the greatest thing ever. I'm never going to have it, and I'm never ever going to enjoy this again. So, but there's so many other great foods out there. I could not limit myself to just one thing over and over and over. I'm almost lived that lifestyle now for breakfast, so it's always nice to have something different for sure. That would be my choice.
Steven?
Yeah, I'm going to jump in before Tyler so he can't cheat because I'm going to set ground rules. When we say eat the same meal, we don't mean we pull like 20 different menu items from different fast food places or whatever and then be like, oh, that's one meal. No,
Those
doesn't
parameters
count.
were not established.
I am
In the question.
establishing them. You tried to cheat the other week with your what game would you have to play for the rest of your life? Yeah, that was last week. You cheated
the
on that
collection,
one. You're
Master
not
Chief
cheating on
Collection.
this one.
I could have just
I-
said Game Pass.
That would have cheated even more. Yeah, eating the same meal, like assuming we're not doing where, I get a double from In-N-Out and a steak from,
No.
Texas Roadhouse. And yeah, I agree, Graham. So I think I'd never repeat a meal because, well, and then you can make the argument, well, what does that mean? Because like if I add salt, 1 tablespoon of salt to it and then make the same recipe with
No,
two.
you're doing it. No.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So like these are tough. Because you can make variations of the same thing. Like how many different ways can you make spaghetti, right? You could change the noodles and it would be different. So I don't know. Like I guess if we're cheating, I'd eat the same meal because I would do the everything. If we're not cheating,
Yeah.
I don't know. Never repeat a meal.
So going strictly by the question as asked.
Gosh.
Yes, I would have a meal every day of like, that has like 15 different things on it that I really love, and I would just pick at them every day, no matter whatever I liked. Now, if you're going to enforce these rules on me, then I might have to go the other route. That really sucks.
I agree because that would mean no In-N-Out ever again. Well,
But you could have double one day and then like a 3x3 another day and 4x4, and then do them all animal style. You know, so you get some repeat out of
You
it.
guys are ridiculous.
It's almost like, you could use math to figure out how many different meal combinations could you make from In-N-Out.
Okay, so no,
Graham, you're calling us
potatoes-
ridiculous. You just broke down fast food menus at McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's.
So between potatoes and eggs, you could have so many different types of meals.
Yep,
So kudos to eggs and potatoes.
correct. And pasta, because that's
Yes.
that too. All right. That's Graham. Did you get in everything you wanted to say on this?
I think so.
Okay. All right. That's gonna do for questions, everybody. Let's wrap up and get out of here. Just a quick reminder: we'd love to have you join our community. We have Facebook, the Gaming Hub forums on Facebook, Twitch, TXH Gaming Hub on Twitch, and if you want to help support the show, you can sub to us on Twitch or go to Patreon, patreon.com/Gaming Hub. For as little as $2 a month, you get exclusive content. For as little as $5 a month, you're entered into a monthly giveaway just for patrons for $60 in gift cards to the console of your choice. And Steven, we have to give one away here. Who's our winner?
Our winner, thank you, Grant Pfeiffer. You are the lucky winner, and we will contact you as per our rules for patron giveaways.
Yep. So, Grant, thank you so much for your support. So appreciated, more than you know. And yeah, we'll reach out to you to see which console you want.
Yeah. And real quick before we go, I'd like to give a shout out to the Happy Hob on Twitch. He beat all the Dark Souls games and Demon Souls and Bloodborne without getting hit in a row. He did not take a single hit of health and he played all 5 games, without taking any damage from any enemy. And he did it. It took 18 hours. I know he was trying. I've been watching him go, so that's pretty awesome. And yeah, check him out if you're interested in that, because it was really cool to see. I saw bits and pieces of when he did just the Dark Souls trilogy a couple of months ago, or it was about a year ago actually. So yeah, wanted to get that in.
Awesome. All right. Well, guys, that's going to do it for episode 152. And we'll be back next week with 153. But until then, for Graham and Steven, I'm Tyler saying thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back in a week. Until then, have a great week, stay safe, and play some great games. We will talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.
Take care, everyone. Bye.